It had not been farmed for decades. Permaculture is a design system, and what it does is it basically looks for patterns in nature that can be used to increase resilience and produce a permanent agricultural system or a permanent culture.
There.
No.
Did it poop on you?
Yeah. What should I do?
I don't know. Wash your hands.
Absolutely nothing to it for the first year. Nodes, and look at what's going on.
And honestly, if you don't do anything for 10 years, it's better. Because the more you observe, the more you understand about how the systems are currently working. The goal of this area is to set up these beds in terms of climate analogs. If you imagine the globe, if you take where we are, you follow along the latitude line, there's going to be plants there that grow very well in this climate here. In northern Japan, in Mongolia, the north of France.
Feels like somebody's putting weight on it.
EVS.
No, it is.
Waste is problematic. If we have waste, then we have an inefficient cycle. The more we can take something that is waste from one cycle, put it into another system, the better all of our systems work, and the more we're working within the ecology of our planet. Recycled that material into chicken coops and outbuildings and stuff like that.
Recycling, upcycling, using as many free materials as possible. Most of our coops for the chickens are mobile, they're chicken tractors, because we don't want to focus all of the manure in one spot, because it's actually really excellent for pasture to be manured by chickens, but we don't want all that manure concentrated because it burns the soil. Mowing that much grass is not work for people, okay? It's work for these guys. These guys will happily nibble all that stuff down. In a natural ecosystem, you have something called a guild, potentially. And a guild is a number of different elements that work together synergistically to help each other. So for example, you might have a huge tree that provides shade for other trees that are shade-loving, but those things send out deep taproots to bring up nutrients the tree needs. That tree, because it's really a big water pump, brings up water that helps those things live, and then it might help with pollinating to help its fruit. So all of those elements working together are called a guild. Now, you might think that they would compete, but they don't. They actually work together. People are kind of like that.
The more biodiversity you have in your system, the more resilient it is, the less likely it is to fail.
Mouse!
If you're building an ecosystem, then you get less of any one thing, but there is more abundance generally.
The most often used example of a permaculture system, that would be a forest, a food forest. So basically a forest that produces food for people. It will continue increasing fertility without any inputs of fertilizer, pesticides, or any other thing. So it'll produce timber, it'll produce berries, it'll produce fruit, it'll produce foliage, it'll produce nectar, it'll produce honey.